Welcome back to another episode of Generation Shock. Let's get it.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Yeah, that's right. We're back on your screens if you know what I means. What up, Mr. Biden? You're probably going to like the topic, one of the topics we're going to talk about today. So stay tuned because I know you'll have some comments. But yes, welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, the monster on the mic, it's Check Monster. And as always, I got the guy who doesn't pay attention for the first, minute of the show. So I just keep on rambling off. It's my boy.
What's everybody doing? It's your boy Mezia, the one who got caught off last week on Fack Outta Here.
I don't recall that. Do you have any visual evidence that you can,
I actually do. We do actually. I got texts, people laughing. That was like they actually liked it. That shit.
Yeah, see, give the people what they want.
Most of the people that did it are Yankee fans, bro. Those are the people that.
All right, go ahead. Let's just go. You know what? If we're gonna go into, because I know this is gonna be full bashing segment, so I'm just gonna go.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When the low, yeah, we going high.
The most ironic segment name that you can have, because there was nothing monster about this week in sports. But go ahead.
That's first of all, according to the bet.
By the way, your mic's fucking back up. I don't know what you probably touched it at some point.
I didn't do anything to it. Fuck it. At this point.
Luckily now, like last week, your mic was perfect all day.
Yeah.
This week, at least, when you're trying to spew your bullshit, it's going to be harder for people to understand it also. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, so first of all, let's start off with this. Hold on.
No, it's not that's not that.
Hello.
I don't know. You're talking to me? I thought you were talking to you. Can you speak? I don't know what you're saying. I'm waiting for you to get with the crew.
The bet was when the palm comes up, you say something about your favorite team. Let's start off with that.
So you got to bring up visual, the video for it. Why don't you have the video ready for it?
I should have.
I should have. Dude, I don't remember what you're talking about. That was a week ago.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, so here's my thing. It's not a food bash. It's not a food bash, right?
Go ahead. I think I recall. I'm starting to have memory, so I'll say what I think it is when you do it.
It's not a food bash, but I saw like Stephen A. Smith. How about them Yankees, bro? To me, it was listen.
Stephen A. Smith says that about everybody, man. He's a fucking.
He said it about. He always says it about the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but my thing is this. It was supposed to be a great year for you guys. What the fuck happened? What do you think happened? I heard so many different excuses.
I'm not going to make excuses. Number one, I think it comes down to our pitching staff wasn't bad, but it's not great. And if you talk to anybody in baseball, number one, they have the presumed Cy Young winner on their pitching staff. And number two, they have the best pitching staff in baseball if you ask damn near anybody. So it's just,
what I told you before this game started.
Anything that we did or didn't do. It's just they played better. I mean, it's simple as that. It's not like there's no excuses. Their pitching was better than our pitching, and as good as we are hitting, we just couldn't get that one or two extra hits we needed because all but one game was a one-run game basically, right? Yeah. So our players didn't step up when they needed to. Plain and simple. I'm willing to be the first to admit it. Like we just didn't step up and we didn't do it.
I'm glad you're not making up excuses. I'm just glad. Yeah. So
no, I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna make up excuses like when we get in later on in the segment when we start talking about Monday night's game with the Bears and the Pats. Yo. I'm sure that's when the excuses will come up. But I won't make excuses. I don't do that. That's not me.
But here's the thing that I was like, yo, and I remember last week we were talking about it. We even made a little bet last and I told you, I was like, pitching wins the game. Aaron Judge is having a great game, but pitching is what wins the game. Bro, he averaged like batting for the season over 200 and something. I think 200, almost 300.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, he went 16 for 1.
1 for 16, you mean?
1 for 16, sorry. 1 for 16.
I was like, you can't hit the ball 16 times in one at bat, but that's
yeah. So he went 1 for 16, bro. They stopped him, and that's all you needed to stop, right? Because he had the hot.
It wasn't. And listen, it takes more than one person to win. Yes, he had a horrible playoff. One of the, after what he did all season, his playoff was absolutely dismal.
But I checked. But
where's everybody else?
This playoff made me question how good he is. So you know what I did? I actually went through his career. His only career batting average is 281. He's not that great that they make him.
281 is pretty damn good.
No, not according to the greats, according to the A-Rods, not according to all these guys that
I never said. Hold on, we're talking about Hall of Famers, or we're talking about
Hall of Famers.
Yeah, but no one's saying he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, well, I'm glad.
So then, I'm glad nobody fucking argument
because you guys this year. He was bombing. He was killing it. Yankees were on point. You know what hurt the most? And I was like, you know why I did that TikTok where they got swept? Because you guys had the hope and you guys talked so much shit. Where the Red Sox at least to me, right?
Bro,
the Red Sox at? And you guys, I expected you guys to lose against the Astros, but you guys got swept against the Astros.
The team was playing well in the beginning half of the season.
And just like Yankee fashion.
Hold on, let me finish.
The playoffs.
Let me finish. Let me finish. You see?
Okay, go ahead.
You're asking why people are saying these things. They're playing well. Their team looked good. Everybody knew coming down the stretch. Nobody had. Listen, if anybody was real with themselves, nobody had a whole lot of confidence. Right? We just did not look like we were playing our best baseball at the end. Our pitching wasn't there. Our batting wasn't there. I mean, look how long it took Judge to get to 62. He was having trouble with people pitching around. There's a lot of weight around the Yankees' shoulders. And unfortunately, I think that carried over to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it wore them down. Same thing with Judge. I think he just got worn out. Now, Judge hasn't really ever been great in the playoffs to begin with. So, but it is what it is. I mean, we had something historic happen on our team this year. We kept it in house because those are the people who you remember in history. It's not the fakes from the other teams who do drugs. It's the ones who are clean in house. Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, these are Yankee players and another Yankee player stepping up. So it's just one of those things. Hey man, it happens. Move on. I mean, baseball is baseball.
It sucks. I get it, bro. Yeah. I get it.
So let's move into some more relevant sports. Let's move into the Monday night game.
Did you watch it? Did you watch you watch it every week, right? The Manning cast.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Slow down, Biden. It was all right.
I agree with you, Biden.
So let's talk about what happened in Boston. Bill Belichick needed one game to be the second. Had the most wins in the NFL, second by himself. Right now, he's tied with George Halas. Now, for those who don't know football, George Halas basically helped build up the Bears organization to be what the Bears organization is. He was a coach and everything, hugely influential and huge Bears guy, right?
Yeah,
nobody betting in the world, nobody on earth thought that the Chicago Bears were going to win this game.
Nope.
And so
they were the underdogs.
Oh, big time. So they go in, and first it's Mac Jones. He gets a couple plays in, throws a bad pick, right?
I feel bad for him.
And then next thing you know,
Zeppy?
I was saying the Bears. I think the Bears scored a field goal or something. The Bears scored like a field goal or a touchdown, and all of a sudden you could see the worry and the turmoil on the sideline of the Patriots. They put in Zappy, and Zappy comes out, and he just fucking 2 plays touchdown, looking good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, something switched, and the Patriots got their ass whooped.
I agree with that. I was like, it got to the point that I'm like, I'm not even watching the rest of the fourth quarter. Fuck that. I was pissed.
So I'm like, how do you get your ass whooped that bad by the Bears?
I just
on a historic night for Bill Belichick.
I know.
There's rumors if you talk to the media, he got his hair cut just for that night.
Really?
Yes, he did not look like he had been, because he thought this would be the night he'd get number 325 and ascend to number
themselves.
2.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Honestly, I don't know. I defense didn't do shit in this game. But remember, true patron fashion, we play, we fuck up, we still working on the team chemistry, we're still going through that until November. November's usually, from November on, is when you usually everything determines the season for me.
So who should start? You got Zappy or you got Mac? What side are you on? This is like this is like Twilight. You got to pick. Are you vampire team Edward or team? I don't know fucking names, but
Well, I would go. Honestly, I would go with Zappy.
That's fucked up.
So I will go with Zappy, and I'll tell you why. Mac Jones already been injured. He's still. I don't think he's fully recovered from his injury, and he's injury prone. And this kid has a fresh arm, and you can see how the team wiles up around him. Like he came in and he sparked something. So why not continue building with this, right? I thought even we discussed it.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah,
team Jacob or team Edward?
Even we have the conversation like, hey, this kid could be the next Tom Brady, right? Because everybody's always gonna say that the next Tom Brady, right? The one who came in for Bledsoe and then he stood there and never. But rumor has it next week Mac Jones is gonna start.
That's what they established already. Mac Jones is the starter, so we'll see what happens.
But I just think the way the team is, and how they riled up around him, I think we should still continue building with that.
Okay,
that's what I think. But defense needs to step up.
Cool. There was another great game over the weekend.
You went to that? That's the game you went to, right?
You see the score? See the score there?
Yeah.
Giants winning against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it was awesome, dude. Had a great time, and everything like that. So,
how was that experience?
It was great.
You went with your pops, right?
Yeah, I was with pops. The only downside was I didn't pay for parking was absolutely terrible. It was atrocious. We get there, driving around, finally find a place way back off in the cut to park, and my dad has he's old, so it's hard for him to walk long distances. So I had to pay for parking, and then I had to pay for one of those bike riders to give us a ride up to the stadium, and then I had to give a ride for one on the way back. But overall, it was a great time. We had great seats. We had indoor access to food and everything, so we weren't standing out in the heat, waiting in lines and everything. It wasn't the same lines, stuff like that. There were some better food places. Nothing great, but it was still a little bit better. But the seats were really good, and we had a really good time. And enjoyed it, man. I walk into the stadium, and the first thing I see is fucking Daniel Jones laying one up there beautifully for Slayton and just catching it in the end zone for a touchdown. I was like, all right, let's go. It's going to be a fucking day.
And I assumed that the weather was great.
Weather was great, a little hot, but not bad overall. A little disappointed the refs tried to throw the game at the end. I do think, yeah, in my opinion.
Why?
So, because they just a lot of bullshit penalties, a lot of bullshit to get them down. So for instance, there was a play that that Shaquan never went out of bounds. They said he did, but they did it 3 minutes later for whatever reason. So they literally went from 25 seconds left on the clock to a minute 5 left on the clock.
Damn.
They allowed us to run the clock down and do all this shit before they decided to say that, no, he stepped out of bounds. Let's reset the play clock. And then there's 4 penalties after that. So they were throwing for the end zone on the 17. It was so stupid. But my dad's hooked. And believe it or not, I bought the tickets to go to the Giants game. So my dad bought tickets, and we're going tomorrow night to see the Bucks and Ravens.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to a second game, 2 different teams. It should be a pretty good game, too. Lamar and Brady and all them.
Do you think you can get an autograph from Tom Brady? I'll give you a pop figure.
Bro, I'm not going to even be close to Tom Brady. All right? I'm going to be up in the fucking – my dad bought this one, so I'm going to be way up in the rafters.
Yeah.
But it's still could be cool to be there.
That's cool.
We were at 50-yard line and like I said, pretty low down there. And then this one, we're going to be 50-yard line, but we're going to be all the way at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any good picture. Here, I'll show you. Got a little picture of me and Pops at the game.
I see that. You posted it on your thing, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hold on.
So while you're doing that, right? So I also did research. I'm still on the Yankee shit. So I just did research. It was the difference between the Astros and the Yankees payroll was $80 million.
Who the fuck cares? We're past that. This is football talk.
It don't matter. But $80 million.
How about the 6-1? 6? I don't have enough fingers to do it.
You got
6-1, motherfucker. How about that?
And then Eagles are still undefeated, right?
Yeah, they had a bye week. So
yeah, and then
I think that's about it for Monster Week of Sports. Super excited about the game. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the meat and bones and the potatoes of this show. we're going to talk because I know Biden's going to be anxious to have his little fingers or just waiting so he can type some shit up. So let's talk about Yee, right? I guess we have to.
Because he's what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about.
It's all around. Everywhere I look.
Here's the crazy shit, right? That this is how bad media is, or not just media. You can't say media. People who has outlets, the companies have outlets. They don't give a fuck, right? They're just like, here, we're giving you a microphone to speak because they're gonna get the ratings. But nobody's telling him, hey, shut the fuck up. Hey, you know what the fuck you're doing? Hey, did you take your medicine? It's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, there's some people doing it. It's just not, but they're still putting them on there. That's the problem. Like these people, they bring him on to let him speak his mind, and then they're telling him his mind, what he thinks is wrong and everything. But they're giving him a platform to spread the message. Now, I have a lot of different views on this, though.
Go ahead.
A lot of
say one of your views.
So my first view is going to be the most controversial, right?
Okay.
I think it's not his fault. It's the media's for giving him the platform.
Yeah.
I think he has a right to say what he wants.
But
hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I think he has a right, freedom of speech and everything else gives him a right to say the things he wants and feel the way he feels. What you can't do, and this is what people have to understand, you can believe in whatever you believe in. The minute you do it in public, though, that's where you will become the wrong.
Especially if you're a public figure.
Correct, because what you can't do is you can't allow your beliefs to influence others. I think that's where problems come in. But I think people have the right to speech and the freedom of speech, freedom of religion and belief, and everything else they want to do. But that freedom doesn't allow you to be able to seek to change others to make them have your thought process or your frame of mind. I think on some of his topics, that's where it becomes an issue, and then the media multiplies it. But I mean, for people,
the big megahorn, it's like a megahorn. The media's like a megahorn for him.
Yeah.
So, but here's my thing. I agree with the freedom of speech, but there's shit you can't say, right? Because you can't go out there. So if I can't go out there and be like, every Muslim out there is it's considered a terrorist, right? I can't go out there because it's not right to say that. So why, yes, you have the freedom of speech to say what you want, but you also have to have the especially when you're a public figure, especially when you're making money off the public, when you're that valuable, and you know that your word carries weight, you got to be careful. You got to choose your words correctly. Otherwise, you're creating harm, right? And even let's say he wasn't who he was, or I can't say that because he wouldn't get this. It wouldn't be amplified to where it is right now.
Yeah.
But let's just say he's just somebody speaking. The fact that he's talking about he's putting a group together and he's doing what history has shown that it's bad to do, and it's not right to do. Why would he do it? So why would that? I guess it's freedom of speech, but you can't be destroying or causing trouble or malice. You can't say with malice intentions, which we don't even know if it's malice intentions. He's just pointing out something that he went through, but he just singling out a religion versus the business partners that he dealt with.
Yeah, and that's what people are trying to argue with him to say, and he's steadfast on his point and won't move off of it, which that right there entails the problem and everything like that. So
I just think
who knows what moves him to say these things and do these things. I mean, that we'll never know. What up, Tosh? How you doing, girl?
What's up? Going through morning sickness.
Well, I think what he means by malicious intent is I think if you're saying anything, this is where I say you can't influence people. So when you say anything negative about a group of people or anything of that nature, and you're meaning, and then it is negative intent, right? Like you can't, or malicious intent. You're trying to convince people to feel a certain way about a certain group of other people. Yes. Because of experiences that you personally had with them and the way that you personally view them, whether those are factual or not, that calls malicious intent. Because if that was not the case, then why do you need to even speak it in a public format? right? So I do agree with what he said. There is malicious intent behind it. Your intent is to get your views out to hopefully drive awareness or create controversy and sway people to your beliefs and your views. That's what I personally think.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's kind of
Yes,
fucked up.
Biden, anybody can have an opinion, but that doesn't give people the right to state that opinion anywhere they want. That goes back to what I was saying before, right? It's not about the words, it's about the platform you're choosing to say those words. That's what you can't do, right? You can have an opinion, but your opinion, you can't have your opinion anywhere you want to put it. All right. So if you want to keep your opinion to yourself, absolutely. Do that. If you're asked about your opinion,
okay.
Yeah, if you're asked purposely about your opinion, then maybe you can elaborate. But when you're freely and forthfully putting through your opinion as an agenda, that's different.
Yeah, I just think it's not the right thing to say or do. And if he feels that way, then share it among himself, right? Or go speak to that person about it, right? That you had a bad business deal with. Yes, everybody has an opinion. I agree with that. But I mean, if you're causing harm, if you know it's going to cause some harm, because you know what you're saying is going to cause harm, right? And all it takes is this little spark. Because there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there. They're just like, you see, I told you. And then they're like, oh, there. Because, I mean, it's already happening. I don't know if this is staged or not. Because, again, you can always believe everything that you see on the media. So we don't know if this is staged. We don't know if this is part of bringing him down now, right? Because now, once he started this, now there's a big movement to bring him down. So we don't know if this is staged or anything. But you see people on a bridge saying, Ye is right about what he's saying, this and that. And then they're doing the symbol, the Hitler symbol, right? The hand gesture. So I'm like, we don't know if that's really happening. First of all, everybody that's doing is wearing a mask. We don't know if this is a cause for that. Or
no, Biden, real quick. Biden, we're talking about his comments that he's been making, not about, I don't know what he's sued for personally. I just know about the comments he's been making out there. Nothing about the Floyd family that I know of. That's not what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I seen that, but I didn't know. I didn't click on the article to read it, but I did see that George Floyd family is suing him. I don't know for what.
So real quick, then and I want you to finish up. I do want to get back to you, but maybe I should explain what we're talking about with Guy. It's about the comment. I'm summarizing, right?
Anti-Semitic, right?
Yeah, I'm summarizing it. But his comments about the Jewish people and how they're running entertainment and how they purposely find their way into Slytherin and rob and cheat and do all these things against people, and how he singled out an entire religion and community based on his experiences with a few people. And how people are trying, like there's clips out there of media trying to get him to just say, why don't you just come out and say that it's not all Judaism, but it's about the people you dealt with who are of that religion or nationality or whatever it was, how they worded it. And he's like, no, because that's not what it is. And he just sits there and goes in so that's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, I just think somebody needs to at least. Here's what I wonder: do you have any friends? Somebody's gonna tell you, "Hey, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up."
No, at this point of his life, he has no friends. All he has is people who are make a living around him. There's no way he has friends at this point. So, but the thing is, Aaron Donald pulled out. He was part of his sports group.
Adidas pulled out quick. Adidas pulled out faster than the Yankees in the playoffs.
And
you like that one? So
I'm done. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. You know you like that one. You know you like that one.
Oh, no, I mean, you completely threw me off. No, but he's got some people pulled out of his agencies and stuff like that. So, it is affecting him to a degree where it hasn't before. But I mean, I remember, it has before. He's been in these situations before, but no, I don't think there's anybody in his camp. I don't think he has anybody close enough to him just to be like, yo, dude, like it's not it's not about telling him, having somebody in your life powerful enough to stop him. Yeah. Right?
Let me ask
you, for instance, so if he had a wife and he was married, like, and let's say he had a long marriage, that's somebody that could maybe step in and be like, sit the fuck down, let's talk about this. But right now, there's nobody in his life that will tell him like it is, or can tell him like it is, that he's going to listen to, because everybody's afraid he's just going to go crazy.
What about his girlfriend that he's dating, and they wore the White Lives Matter?
That's my point. Like she's in the relationship. Part of the reason she's in the relationship is because she gets something out of it. The people in his relationship are profiting off of his madness, that they're not going to stop him from doing whatever he wants to do. Because what if his madness then says, what if she's like, no, I don't want to do this, and he's like, you know what, I don't want to date you then. I'll go get the next fucking shorty off the block because I got the money and the capital to do it. You know, they're like, okay, I'll wear it. Let's go. Like,
so, but here's my but the way she's defending it, bro. I mean, she should have like not defended it in a way. But I see your point. Here's something I didn't know, and I don't know how much of this is fact. That I heard he made the money he's at, besides rap, besides making music and doing all that, he's gotten bigger because of the Kardashians. They were flaunting his gear everywhere they went when they were married and all that. So Kim Kardashian made him to where he's at. She's the one who made him be at $1 billion.
I mean, does that matter?
No, I'm just saying, like, now he's gone through a divorce. So now he's going through all this crazy. I don't know if he's actually going through a divorce, but I'm saying, like, now he's going through all this, the breakup. This breakup hurt him. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe the Kardashians are the ones who made him fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this breakup hurt him. This breakup, he brought up one good point that I thought was like interesting, right? When he was in that interview, he said, people, they don't address me as a mogul. They don't address me as a business person. They address me as a rapper, right? That's how everybody addresses me. But I made my money, this and that. So that's one point that I'm like, okay, he has a point there. They don't address how they don't address him. And how
he needs to stop fucking like being a little bitch. All right,
so,
that's just.
But check this out. So and then he says, how come I can't go through the feelings or the emotions I'm going through, and how come if I was to treat Kim Kardashian the way has been treating me, I'll be as the bad person, but they're not being seen as the bad person. So then he started saying about the gender stuff, like the female equality, some type of shit. He started talking about that, like the female could do it. I know, but again, that's where he's at.
Stop being a little bitch.
He's heartbroken.
Because that documentary of him on Netflix, you know all he did the whole time during the documentary? Yeah. He cried because people saw him as a
they didn't see him as a rapper. Exactly. They didn't see him as a rapper.
And now he's bitching because people see him as a rapper and not you know what? Once you're that, you're going to be bitching. People don't see you as a musician anymore. Like, pick your fucking poison, bro. Like,
so let me ask you this, right?
How you break into an industry is how people are going to see you, right? You broke into music as a producer, so they only saw you as a producer. They didn't see you as a rapper. You broke into your fame and your fortune as a rapper. So now that you have money, do you think when Jay-Z walks in, people are like, oh, that's a fucking rapper? They're still going to look at him that way to a degree. Why? Because that's how he made his fucking name, right? When you talk about, if we go out to the streets and say, hey, who's Jay-Z? You think they're going to be like mogul?
Yeah, no.
No? Oh, Jay-Z the rapper. Yeah, fucking dope, dude. He's one of the best. Like, that's how people are going to recognize him. But if I go out and I say, hey, who's Elon Musk? Are they going to be like they're gonna be like, oh, the genius billionaire, right? Like you're remembered for what you got you to where you're going, not for the other way around, bro. Like, get the fuck over it. Sorry, that just annoys me.
No, but I see, I agree with it. Like, how are you worth that much money and still cry, right? I don't know if that's even.
No, it's not about. I'm not talking about that. Like, people go through their issues. Like him, the Kim breakup. That's probably killing him. I get.
Of course, that. And that hurts.
It doesn't need to be public. Like what you got, like, and don't try to gain sympathy. Like, there's going to be no sympathy for a bunch of rich people going through a divorce like that, right? There's just not. Like, I get it sucks, but you know what? They're still going to turn into the next phase, you know.
So
shit is what it is.
So
deal with it like a normal human being. You want to be normal, act normal, and deal with your pain like a normal person does, not in the fucking media.
Well, I heard he takes medication for being bipolar. Kim is a witch.
Yes, I guess maybe he's not. Maybe he is. That's for him to figure out.
But now Forbes took him out of the magazine, out of the billion part of the magazine, and I'm like, he's still a billionaire. Just because it took him out doesn't mean he's not a billionaire.
How do you know he's not? Maybe he's not anymore. That's why they took him out. They're not just going to remove people they don't like.
After what he was saying, yeah. They want a part of him. They don't want to put him. They don't want to publicize him.
They're not publicizing him but you can't have something that's trying to deem factual.
So let me ask you this.
Somebody.
So let me see. So because Adidas pulled out, well, you know what it is? I'm seeing it wrong.
Yeah, you always
the
do.
$1 billion is the estimation of a net worth, not that he has $1 billion. So Adidas pulling out, all these people pulling out, his net worth drops. Okay,
which means he's not on the list. That's my point. They can't remove him. They're not going to just be like, we don't like you, so you're not your money's not like you're not truly still a billionaire. A list is a list. Like whether you like the person or not, they're going to be on because the list isn't valid then if you don't put him on it.
Yeah, but he's gone like this fast, like this. It's just crazy. I'm just wondering if he's ever going to recover from this.
Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe it's like some people are self-sabotaging, right? Maybe he wanted out, and he's just been trying to find a way. Like how far do I push the envelope before I can get out? I can get out.
Get out of what though?
Everything. Like I mean, I know what you think. I get what you're probably thinking. Well, you could just walk away, right? Like if you don't want to be in the industry in the limelight, you don't want to live this life.
Yeah,
you're just done with it. You could just walk away. But in a way, you can't because if you
there's
walk
people
away,
that have done it. There's people that have done it. Go ahead.
You never let me explain myself, folks.
Go ahead.
So what I'm trying to say is that what you don't understand, there's always still people calling you up and trying to pull you back in. Like that's just the way it is, right? And maybe because of his bipolarism and stuff, he knows that there could be a way to get pulled back in at some point. So maybe he's like, look, if you put yourself in a position that they hate you, they can't pull you back in.
But here's my thing. I've never seen his creative genius like other people do.
Okay, so what's that to do with that?
But I'm just saying he's considered a creative genius, a genius rapper.
A mastermind,
I'm like, where? Like I'm like maybe I'm just not a fan of him. I've never been a fan of his music.
I mean, it's because number one, you probably don't realize how many like top all-time songs that he's been involved in. Number one, okay, because he was producing them.
Yeah, but so did Missy Elliott, so did Neo, so did Rihanna. They wrote hits for people.
I understand. It hits,
but doesn't make them geniuses.
There's people who say that about Missy Elliott. Absolutely.
Yeah, I could see that from her though.
Okay, but I'm just saying, not everybody that does is a genius. You're right. But Timberland, people consider him a genius. Dre, a genius. Elliott, a genius, right? Justin Timberlake talks about the fact that he's like, hey, I wanted to go work with them at a young age and everything because I knew they were geniuses. And he started talking about Missy Elliott and what she did and her genius and how they were just transcendent from anything else and anybody else around.
And they say the same thing about Jay-Z. Well, like he doesn't write lyrics. He hears a beat. I think it was.
That's what I'm saying. His is somebody from what we're talking about. So keep it in the family. We're talking about something completely different.
I was talking about he's a genius with the way he raps.
No, we're not. We're talking about his producing. That's why people say he's a genius. It wasn't about the rapping. It was about the producing. What he did, the lyrics he created for people, the beats, the melodies, and how he produced everything. That's what made him a genius to people, right? Think about all those artists that you named, like Rihanna's, Jay-Z's, all those people. Dude, they're being influenced by fucking Kanye the whole time.
Yeah, he did do a lot of his beats.
So that's why they consider him a genius. Because you're saying, he puts the words to it. Jay-Z will put his own words to it. But if he's the one creating the magic for him to create the words to, that's a collaborative, you know what I'm saying? That's why people say that things about those people, like Dre and Timberland and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, DJ Khaled doesn't, like, what the fuck's his job? And people love him. Fuck.
He's a DJ.
Yeah. I'm just I'm just gonna play it. I'm the best in the world, Mom.
Yeah. Hey,
fuck out of here.
You know what he is? He's a what do you call it? Promotional or influence genius.
What if he was saying that the truth and you decided that the truth is more important than the fame and the riches? It's his truth. I'll give you that. But what were you saying? But
Well, the truth of it could be his truth, his reality, what he's going through.
yeah, but it doesn't make it true.
But that doesn't make it that's what's really happening in fucking Hollywood, or just because he went through some bad businesses. Yeah, listen, in any
or
industry,
that all those people are like that. Like come on, man.
In every industry, you are gonna run into there's gonna be a group of people, or what we call key holders or gatekeepers, right? That gives you that they're the
but
next
here's the
step.
thing.
They're the ones who have to bless you. What we say is bless you in the industry for you to move forward.
Well, here's the thing. So, are there not Christians in every format right alongside?
Yeah.
But nobody says it. That's like saying the government is corrupt because it's all Christians. Everybody's a Christian in the government. So that's the government's. So everybody, all the government agents are just all corrupt, dirty, horrible people, human beings, and all their family is. And all their family is. And so that pretty much says the entirety of America now.
Christianity.
All the Christians in America are all the worst people alive because of what the politicians do and say and act like against when they're promoting bills and they're taking lobbyist money and all this other stuff, right? So every Christian across America now is being defined by the few people who are doing dirty deeds in Washington.
Yeah. And I think it's
kind of
saying. Yeah, but it's kind of fucked up. That's why I believe that what he's saying it's not right. Even though he has the right, the freedom of speech, but you can't, there's certain things you can't say and you shouldn't say. Right? Because you can't defame somebody, right? You can't talk shit no matter how, if that person broke your heart, right? And I know most people, like when they get heartbroken, they're just pissed off. They're just saying things based on emotion. And they said it. The difference between back then and now is there's a platform that you can say it and you cannot erase that shit. Once it's said, you're thinking on emotion. Once you said it and it's there, it's always gonna be there. Even if you delete it, somebody captured it. It's there. It's out there in the universe. And that's the difference between then and now. And especially now, ever since TV, all this shit has been made up. All these technologies has been out there. Now there's a platform for everything, and now what you're gonna say is gonna be magnified, and it's kind of fucked up. So,
yeah. So
anyway,
well,
anything? So let me see. We're done with sports. We established that the Yankees sucks.
Drunk, angry, and kids. I will say there's a little bit of truth in all those. You're right. So
I just wish somebody around him tell him to shut the fuck up. Because all these people in Hollywood, there's usually groups that always hang out with each other. For example, Adam Sandler, when he makes a movie, he always has a group of people he always makes the movie with. So he has to have, just like the comedians, they all have their own shit, right? So he has to have somebody to like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Somebody
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he does.
It can't be though. He can't because you had to at least talk to you had to at least build relationships for being in the industry that long.
Yeah,
I think what possibly could happen is nobody wants at this point. No one wants to be near him. Everybody's pulling away.
So that's my point. So just because you had relationships doesn't mean you have them. You think because if that's the case, then you know who should be calling him up. The guy's name that you plastered all over the show like 4 times, Jay-Z. So why don't you argue that Jay-Z should call him?
I know that's why I'm saying that. Doesn't he have friends?
You're just saying he should have someone, but he doesn't. He's pushed everybody away with this shit. The only people left are the people who are profiting off of being around him. And why would they sit there if that's how you?
Because if he doesn't have money,
feed your wife though, Lewis.
They lose their money.
Hold on. If that's how you feed your wife, is by the shit that he says that goes viral because he's giving you a piece of the pie. Are you really going to tell the guy, hey man, I need you to stop feeding my family right now? No, you don't give a fuck about him. He's a fucking business opportunity, and you're just going after the money. He don't have people around him who gives a fuck. That's my point. That's been my point. The people around him are profiting over his misery, and so they're never going to tell him to stop.
Yeah, but it's going to come to an end eventually.
Yeah, and then they'll be gone. So what do they care? They're gonna ride that fucking wave while they can.
That's kind of fucked
Why
up.
are you gonna cut? You're gonna cut your meal
Yeah,
ticket
but
too early.
isn't that depressing though? To know that's those are
That life though. You
I
hear
know-
those
I
stories
know.
every day.
I know that shit, but it's just one of those things that you'd be like, here's a person that clearly needs help, and all they're doing is putting a microphone in his face because they're making money off of him, or because it creates ratings, or because of this. And he's destroying himself.
All he had to do was apologize, but he didn't. That's the point. He's doubling down.
Oh, he's
So,
not apologizing.
Yeah,
And
he's doubling
they
down.
even asked him. They even asked him, "Have you taken your medication?" He's like, "No, I'm not taking my medication. I don't need my medication."
Yeah. So
So
that's probably how he gets
So
away
what,
with
what,
it.
what was that about Nick Cannon? I didn't see that.
He made some anti-Semitic comments back at one point and then had to just apologize about it.
Oh, okay.
So did somebody else recently said some it was a football player, I think, or something. I can't remember. And he just had to apologize. That is what it is. You know, people want to talk about the Jews.
But I also believe that they some like I have. Did you watch the interview in News Nation with Chris Cuomo and him?
No.
So Chris Cuomo, I think he was actually trying to like tell him in his own way, hey, are you okay? Are you feeling okay? Have you taken your medicine? You know, he tried to be a friend to him because he said, hey, I love your music. My family loves your music. And he tried to say, hey, try to help him, but he just kept on fucking with his shit. And he's like, at that point, he was like, fuck it, I tried.
Yeah.
That's the way I
Telling
see
you,
it.
that's what I'm saying. People just ain't, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Why do we need to apologize?
Apologize for what?
Yeah, what did I miss? Hold on, I'm scrolling back up. I saw Natasha was in here, and that's all I saw. Oh, it's a boy. I thought you told us that.
Shit.
I thought we knew that. That's right.
No, we did it.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this on another show. I was like, yeah, name it Brian.
No, I said we said if it's a boy, name it this. We never said if it was a girl, name it that. That's what it was.
I thought. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
Well,
I apologize I
congratulations.
missed that.
Did you do the revealing? Because I didn't see it on social media.
Didn't get no invites either.
That is true.
You're a dumbass. Oh, I just didn't see it on social media. I don't care about being invited. I don't need to be a part of fucking guy.
Yeah. So
congratulations either way.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
Nico must be stoked. I could imagine him dressed like a little. I've been watching Demon Slayer, right? I could imagine dressed like a little like anime character.
Oh yeah, with your fancy, expensive lights that you have. You can't buy a new fucking mic.
What do you mean it's fixing lights?
You can't get a new mic, but you can get all those lights.
I don't think there's nothing wrong. But listen,
I saw your social media.
Yeah, but I don't think anything's wrong with the mic. I think something's wrong with the connection.
I did apologize.
What apologize? What
I
apologize?
said I'm sorry to her.
Was it to her?
Yeah, to her. I did apologize. Thank you.
I apologize that I didn't see that where it said it was a boy. But congrats. Congrats.
Last topic. Let's go.
Okay. What's the last topic?
You don't have one?
No. We have
Christian McCaffrey
fuck out of here.
What?
I have a fuck out of here. Are you gonna let me finish it this time?
If you know the rules.
Well, there's no rules. There's never been a rule of fuck out of here. There's never been a rule.
You say
the
something.
whole purpose. Listen, the whole purpose of fuck out of here, even you know it, is where we get to vent and we get to finish the venting.
Yeah, as long as the venting doesn't.
Instead of what about the Yankees getting swept?
As long as it doesn't affect the person who controls the buttons.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. Okay, I do got. It has nothing to do with sports, but I do have a fact out here.
All right.
And you're probably gonna, after I finish mine, you're probably gonna say something about it too.
We'll find out. So let's go.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
All right, what you got?
All right, so my fact out of here is this, and I have mentioned it, and we already talked about it in this episode a couple of times already. I think it's kind of fucked up that there is people around this that are profiting off of him and they're making money off of him, and they're gonna ride that train until he's broke, literally broke, not billionaire or millionaire broke, until he's broke, and nobody has the balls to say, "Hey, shut the fuck up. Hey, are you okay? Hey," like not even people he worked with. I doubt that he doesn't have any friends. I do not believe this, or anybody that he has worked with that he looked up to. I doubt there's nobody that he looked up to and he would listen to. I doubt that shit. So my fact out of here is this: step up, tell him, shut the fuck up, and let's just end that show right there. Not our show, that show.
Push the button. Let's go. We're done. We're out. Good night, everybody. No. All right. No, I have nothing to say about that. I don't give a fuck about that.
Okay.
My fuck out of here. What is mine? I'm sure I have something that hit in my head.
Anything, your Yankees losing for some reason, or a bad call that you heard, and you're like, wait a minute. Oh, you could, the last 1 minute of the game that you and your father went to.
Yeah.
Should have been a fact out of here.
Trying to think of something really good. I got nothing off the top of my head today. I'm in a good mood. I'm in good space. Fun space.
So remember, we got research to do for next week, because I think next week's episode is going to be very interesting.
So
stay tuned. The one that we were.
Oh, by the way, do we want to talk about the last episode of Game of Thrones?
Oh, hell yeah. Let's talk about
before
that.
we go?
Yeah, before we go.
We can throw that in there real quick.
Okay.
Or House of Cards.
House of what?
Yeah,
House of Cards.
House of Dragons. Mezia, Chris, we're gonna do the House of Cards, because I know you love when we spoil it for you. So we'll talk a little bit about it. So what'd you think of the ending?
I think the ending is very interesting. I think the ending is gonna be where she's like, fuck this, fuck playing nice. All hell's gonna break loose.
Can't wait for season 2. That's
all I can say. It's just, she was being nice. She was being reminded of her friendship with Allison. It is a good show too. I never finished that season. I got to catch up on that. She was playing nice, and this guy, the hand, what's the house's name?
Hightower or Highwater?
Hightower. Yeah, Hightower. He played it smart when he gave her that paper she ripped when her and Allison was talking outside episode 2, right? When he goes, we don't need to start a war. We don't need innocent people. After the balls of this guy, after they go over there and they fucking crown the king, knowing that she was crowned queen in front of a bunch of people, and then he's gonna come over here and say, "Hey, we don't need blood to be put on the floor."
Well, I mean, remember, that wasn't his
balls
choice.
Of him.
That wasn't his choice.
What do you mean? It wasn't his choice.
He didn't want to go there and do that. Remember, he was trying to send assassins to go murder them all in their sleep.
Who? Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, so that wasn't his choice, man. That was Homegirl's choice, Allison. She's the one who said, "No, you're gonna go there and you're gonna let them know they can bend the knee, or they can suffer the consequences." But yeah, that was. I just think I'm excited for the next season. I don't want to talk too much about it because it is still early.
It's still being produced and all that. Have you seen Black Adam?
It's really good. I did see Black Adam. It was okay, but they are definitely setting up. But I will give, say this about The Rock. The movie itself isn't spectacular at all.
It's not?
No, but goddamn it, The Rock just can't get involved in a project and then make everything else around it better again. Because now with Henry Cavill coming back and all the talk, there are talks about them continuing that world under new management. It's just kind of cool to think we could be getting more Ben Affleck. We're getting more Henry Cavill. They're talking about a Man of Steel 2, which means we're going to get more Aquaman and more Wonder. So we may, besides still getting the other stuff, there's coming out the Joker sequel where he meets Harley Quinn in the asylum, which is going to be really cool. That's
okay. And all this out of Black Adam?
No, well, no, but he allows for things to grow in a way. But Black Adam, dude, they're Superman shows up at the end. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there. Everybody knows it.
Just fuck that shit up.
Yeah, everybody knows it. But that's how they know Henry Cavill. That's how they know Henry Cavill's coming back to play Superman.
So
in Superman
is it him?
2.
Is it him though?
Yeah, it's Henry Cavill. That's all I'll tell you. But it's just that's how we all know.
Well, isn't there supposed to be a big fight between them two?
Huh?
Isn't there supposed to be a big fight between Black Adam and him?
I think that's what they're trying to set up.
Okay.
So what it is, I really think that The Rock is literally taking his wrestling. He's trying to take what he did in wrestling and bring it to the DC universe and be like, hey, we're going to do something that's never been done before. We're going to promote the greatest fight between two people that's going to be on screen. and we're gonna make movies and build it up in order to have
there.
a payoff as the main event.
Smart.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
So, all right.
Anything else to say about House of Cards, though?
House of Cards?
I mean,
no,
damn, now you got me saying
House
House of Cards.
Wow.
House of Dragons?
No, I don't know if I have anything else to say. I think I'm pretty good. It's time to wrap it up for the night.
Yes,
so I don't
yes,
know
sir.
if you have anything you want to add. Nothing. You want to get off your chest?
Yankees
Say bye?
suck.
I was going to let you get one in because I did remember this thing that this thing.
So what was this? What was this?
The right stuff. We put the hammer right down. Wanna be like us? You better stick around. If you want it, you gotta prove it. Like we do it. Like we do.
That was a good one. I was like, what was this? What was this? And I was, you fucking asshole.
Got him. Boom.
Yeah, so
Gotta
Black
give the
Adam
people-
wasn't all that though?
It was all right. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Everybody that's seen it says good.
I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It was very I don't know, it just like predictable
It
feel.
But
the
it makes you
scenes
want
and
to
the-
watch.
Huh?
Like, so does it at least give you that holy shit? I gotta watch whatever comes right after this.
No.
Okay.
Like I said, it was more it felt a lot like a typical like classic superhero movie. It just had that feel to it. You know what I mean? Explosions and bad puns and quick storylines. Nothing like was built up. Like it just didn't have like a, some of the, it just didn't have that feel to it. It's just like very cooker cutter feel to it. Almost kind of reminds you of Iron Man.
Okay.
Like, a lot of explosions, a lot of big stuff, but was it like it just a lot of humdoo? I don't know. So, but it was good. It was all right. Like I said, what they're going to do now that he's back in it, getting Henry Cavill and all these people back in it, that could lead up to some good shit, though.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. We had a pretty good viewing tonight. I mean, we had like 6 people on at one time. Oh, you know what? I never ended broadcast.